the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drill out a 7mm hole for our switch, because the inside of the switch is 7 by 10. So we don't want to drill any more than 7, because then it's going to be too wide going this way. It's obviously not going to take up the whole hole, it's not going to fit everything in there, but we're going to use a rasp later on just to make it bigger. So first we're just going to drill a hole through the middle, and just do that. When we're using the drill press, make sure you got safety glasses on, and it's not too loud, but you can wear earmuffs if you need to. I don't need to. And obviously keep your hands away from the drill when drilling out. Make sure the drill's in there, it's all sturdy. If you've got long hair, keep it away from here, because it could get caught up. On off switch is up here, turn it on. Make sure your work is pretty secure. If you're not confident, you can clamp it. I'm just going to drill straight down the middle, all the way through, and turn it off. Okay. So that's all you need to do for now for drilling out your switch. Next step, we'll use the rasp to rasp it out. Okay, I'm going to quickly show you guys how I want you guys to cut out the slot for your switch. It's going to be a mixture of using a small chisel, this is a 6mm chisel, and a round rasp. Okay, it's kind of like a file but raspier. Okay, so one thing you need to make sure is that you've marked it out correctly, and that what you're cutting out isn't going to be too big or too small. So if you get a close-up of that, on your switch, it's got this little lip around the edge, and that's the part that's going to be hiding any of your hole or anything that you've cut out. So we kind of need to have this fine, we're going to fit all the switch in there, but just have it covered up with the black bit around here. And the way we can do it is just to put our switch up here, and what I do is I just use my chisel and put a little indent on each side to show how wide it's going to be. So they'll do my width, and then I'll do it the other way, and I'll do the width this way, and that just puts a little mark in there. You can do it with a pencil, but I like to do it with the chisel, because then what I can do is I'm just putting pressure down. So I know my switch is around about, I think it's about 10 by 7. So my hole that I've drilled out is 7mm, so it should be wide enough already. But this one here, I just need to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to come across, push down with my chisel, make sure it's sharp. And I'm just cutting down through the top layer just to make sure that I don't cut it too big. Once I've done that, I can then grab a clamp my work to the bench so it doesn't escape from me. Try not to put it into the vise, because the vise, if you put it into here, it actually squeezes this together and it'll make it snap. And notice which way my chisel's facing. So the flat edge should be on the outside of where I'm cutting, because when that curved bevel edge there is pushing the material in, so you want to push it in towards where it's already been cut out. And what I can do is, once I've kind of got that outline, I start working from the center, from my hole that I've already cut, and just move, get rid of that material, and then move towards where I've marked it out, and just doing a little bit at a time. So you can see I've cut clean that top part, but if I try to put my switch in, it's not going to go down because it's not deep enough. So what I can do, I'm going to get the rasp, and the rasp is a little bit too big, so I'm not going to go down this way because it can make it too wide. You can do it a little bit on the ends, but I don't want to damage it too much that way. So what I want to do is make this hole bigger from the inside. And because I've marked it out, I kind of know what it's gonna look like. And I'm just making the hole big enough. Hopefully you can see that. I'm just making it bigger. And I'm going to keep going, keep checking with my switch, push the switch in, see how far down it goes. If it doesn't go far enough, then you need to take more material out. And the main aim is to go all the way until you can fit the switch all the way down. So you don't want to cut out any more material on this side, but you do want to take out the material on the bottom so you can fit the whole switch in all the way down like that, okay? So it's nice and flush.